Ladies and gentlemen, I was delighted to receive the kind invitation from Mayor Pisapia to address your meeting this week. You will, I know, be discussing topics that concern me greatly, and I'm very sorry that I cannot be with you in person. Now, if I may say so, it is so encouraging that you have brought together city leaders from around the world to consider the linkages between urban centres and their food supply, and more importantly, to make commitments about things that need to be done, rather urgently, I would have thought. Tomorrow is World Food Day, and the presentation of your Urban Food Policy Pact to the United Nations Secretary-General will, I hope, send a powerful, positive message about the opportunities to improve our food systems by working at the city level. These opportunities, as I'm only too conscious you all know very well, are many and varied. More than half of the world's population already lives in urban areas, and most alarmingly, bearing in mind the huge risks this presents if a purely business-as-usual approach persists, by 2050 we can expect that proportion to rise to over 2/3. But that does not mean that the challenge of sustainable development is becoming a purely urban agenda. No town or city in history has ever existed in isolation. Ultimately, they all depend on rural areas, or what will be left of them, for their resources, but particularly for food and water. So, finding ways to maximize the many potential positive synergies that exist between urban areas and their rural hinterlands is absolutely essential if we are to have a chance of building what amounts to a harmonious, sustainable and healthy future for everyone. Now, it seems to me that the food system is an excellent place to start looking for opportunities to create these synergies. This is why I've been so keen for my International Sustainability Unit to engage with different stakeholders in seeking to identify, build, and communicate best practice. This work has identified the many connections that exist between the different questions that cities must address and highlighted the need to adopt integrated approaches to tackling them. It seems to me that resolving this often depends on achieving better coordination between sectors and between rural and urban development priorities. Faced with seemingly inexorable urbanizing pressures, the healthy and harmonious urbanized societies that we all want to see cannot exist without equally healthy regional economies and local environments. And that is why I'm so encouraged by your initiative, because it is at the city level that the necessary kinds of innovation, infrastructure and planning regime can be encouraged and developed. Of course, the daunting challenge of feeding cities sustainably, given the current levels of resource depletion, climate change and unsustainable population growth, leads to an important question. What did those systems actually look like in practice? I have always thought, leaving aside all discussion of the relative merits of different systems of agriculture, that striking a harmonious balance between global and local food production is imperative. Of course, the food footprint of a major city may extend for hundreds of miles, but even there, ensuring that local producers can supply local markets is critical. To me, the direct relationship between consumers and producers is as important in maintaining cultural identity as it is in maintaining food security. In difficult times, it is more vital than ever that leadership is demonstrated at every level of society. Indeed, it is becoming ever more obvious that the real impetus needs to come from the bottom up. Hence the pioneering work that my Foundation for Building Communities has been doing for the past 25 years in community planning and design and the development of genuinely sustainable, mixed use, mixed income urbanism that puts nature and humanity at the center of the design process and ensures the development of a local food, energy and transport plan. Just operating on this basis guarantees a much more integrated approach to the interface between urban and rural, let alone the maintenance of vital local ecosystems. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is the complete antithesis to the current, unfit-for-purpose, conventional model. And therein lies the challenge for change, if we are to have half a chance of making ends meet on an overstressed planet whose sensible boundaries have already been breached. Ladies and gentlemen, I can only wish you every success in turning your ambitions into the kinds of practical actions that will not only help you to secure sustainability for the cities you represent, but also to inspire others to join you on this vital journey. All I can say is that my organizations stand ready to assist you in the process of securing the necessary holistic change.